This is my second or third time trying to use Rumble Studio. The quality's been kind of odd. I'm doing split screen right now on my phone. I might try to start making little videos like this a little bit more. But yeah, put up, is this a portal? Is this a photo edit? Is this some massive hole in the desert? This is out in California. Let's see if it'll actually let me. Zoom out here. And I believe this was near Junction Ranch, California. Let's see if we can get some words on the screen. Yeah. So if you type in Junction Ranch, it's literally to the bottom left corner next to the edge of the mountain here. And what's interesting about this area, well, besides the fact that there's a massive hole-looking starship in the ground, a lot of people have kind of pointed out how it looks like the what is it called? Millennium Falcon. And as you can see, there's an odd looking it looks like a boat, like literally is right next to it. So I have a few different theories of what this might be. I think it might be a water reservoir. And it's very possible that it could be, a photo edit that the military might have asked Google to put onto the site. But to me, it looks like it has a wall. Let's see if I can use my stylus. Actually, it's not even in my phone. Okay, well, that's cool. Anyways, it looks like there's a wall that goes around it and that it holds water. That's my theory for why it's so dark. I mean, it's literally in the middle of the desert, and the edges have this very, very dark. And I want to say that sometimes this is actually done to kill the bacteria and things inside of the water. And I could be completely wrong about this. It may not be a water reservoir, but everybody's freaking out that it could be a portal, military portal. Another thing that makes me think that it's a sinkhole is that there's actually a smaller version of it to the bottom of it. And it looked like they had started to dig out this area. I mean, it could even be a pool for fish so that they have food in the area that they can have. But one of the most major things that people are pointing out about this is that there's a field of tanks right below it. And as you can see, there's little squares on the screen. I'm gonna have to go over this video again because last time I did Rumble Studio it was super blurry. It was like you almost couldn't even like tell what was on the screen. I'm not really sure why I keep popping around like that, but I'm actually kind of curious. What does my screen actually look like? See, I wish Rumble would, or maybe there's a way to do that. Let me see if I can do this. Let me do this, and then let's do, where'd it go? Can I not share the screen like this? Oh, I am sharing the screen. Weird. Weird. So which screen is on screen? I'm confused. There we go. This is what I want. Okay. In that case, I'm gonna close that up. And we're gonna go exploring the middle of California. Actually, I think this is like Southern California. Let's zoom out real quick. Let me show you where we're at. Zoom, zoom, zoom. And yeah, it's April, but for whatever reason, it's been like colder lately. So, anyways, we're out right next to what's it called? Death Valley National Park. And this area is right above Ridgecrest. Like I said, it's to the bottom left of Junction Ranch. You zoom down in. Actually, that's not even the right dropped pin. Let me put it on the right spot. There we go. Just in case people want the coordinates. But you can actually see to the bottom left here, there's tiny little freckles. And those are the tanks out in the middle of the field. We're going to get real close to some of them. It's about as well as you can make some of them out to be, getting close. Some are truck. Well, that's a truck. This one's a tank, obviously. Sure, some people could point out what type of tank. And one major thing that people are pointing out is that these tanks aren't pointed towards the portal looking thing, they're pointed away from it, which means they're protecting it. You can even see the little trench that they build for these tanks. They have little dirt piles right in front of them. This one's actually pointed more towards it. I was just telling a friend of mine that I think this might be a military training site. That would be my best guess for what this may be. But I mean, they're out in the middle of the desert. I think it would make sense to have a large water reservoir to keep nearby for the troops, for any other thing that could be out here. You can see the massive square that's kind of been cut out for this area. But one thing that I was doing before I started this video, I was following some of the roads. Let's see, let's actually go down here. Because there was something interesting that I found along the way. Where's my roads at? There was a, let's see, was it down here? There's some jets that I found. They like making these massive geometrical shapes. That's almost a perfect circle out in the middle of a field. Anyways, going back to this, yeah, I think it was right here. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Yeah, this is the jets that are right below it. You can actually follow, you can see there's like these little square symmetrical lining, and you can actually follow it straight down and go to this other little base here. This looks like it might also be another water reservoir. But it's just strange because they'll have these little crates and things out in the middle of the field. What's even stranger is that you have boats. They look like boats. I shouldn't say they are boats, but they look like boats. Some of these just look like, and it looks like wargaming to me, like they're just trying to set up scenarios. I'm sure they probably move this stuff throughout the field. I'm sure a lot of it's not even like usable equipment anymore. I'm sure a lot of it's like old tech that they just discontinue and reutilize for stuff like this. Decommission, that's what I meant to say. But yeah, so airbase below it, there's tanks in the field. Off to the left side, and I was kind of exploring out in the field a little bit to see if I could find any other random tanks. It seems like the tanks are always near the road. This is the field of tanks right here. I would probably say there's about 20 of them down below it. Maybe less, maybe a little bit more. I didn't count exactly how many. As you can see, I think I already showed these earlier. There'll be some even further below where the other field of tanks are. And that's not the end of it. I followed this road out this way. And you go over to this other area. Kind of paneling. They have more of these boats. And it may be possible there was a lake in this area at one point. It kind of looks like it's a dried up lake. If you zoom out, usually these white types of areas are old lakes that used to be there that might have dried up. But yeah, going back down here, we have more tanks. And these are all lined up almost perfectly. Let me say they look like tanks. These might be more decommissioned tanks. Unless they have a very short turret on the front. Cannon, whatever you want to call it. Go up here. Looks like some of these are just like maybe stacked crates and whatnot. It's another shit. That looks like a plane that's been taken apart. Oh yeah, there was a larger plane or something that was. Yeah, this part was kind of interesting. Got another tank with dirt put around it. Another ship out in the field. This looks like a bunker. And maybe this is like where they might have like tested some bunker busters. It looks like there's some what's it called? Some debris lines from an explosion. So it looks like they've been wargaming out here. It'd be even cooler if you could find other little splatters on the ground like that. That would really tell you that this actually might be You can kind of tell where an explosion happened in some cases, as long as it's not too old. But I was gonna go over here because it looks like they might do this quite a bit in the desert where they'll cut out, you know, places in the dirt so that they can build up water in the area. This looks like they might have been building different bunkers in different situations. That's just my theory. I don't know for sure. Just an average person. Oh yeah, this is the plane that was taken apart that I was looking at. I don't know why Google won't let me take this crap off the screen, but hopefully you can see what I'm seeing. They did this type of stuff in the 60s and 70s quite a bit where they would build lakes and try to geoengineer. Well, not geoengineer. Man, these people driving by today are getting my nerves. I'm sorry. It's like it's right as I started the video, there was somebody earlier too. Oh, I guess they're driving the other direction. I was like, why can't I see them? They'll have their music real loud and be like shaking my place. I'm like, really? But anyways, I don't want to make a really long video. I just wanted to kind of cover some of this. I think there's lots of little areas that the military kind of carved out for themselves. Kind of curious what this massive circle is. But something tells me that it's probably some underground base or something. It's like, why would they do that? Oh yeah, and I guess one other thing I want to add to this is that this could very well just be a photo edit where they, you know, blotch out something massive that's on screen. I mean, it is kind of odd that there's a big kind of black mark on the screen. I mean, it doesn't seem natural for this to be this dark in a desert, but it could be possible that it's um, colored black. It's, I mean, it looks like a wall to me and it looks like it's holding water. That's just my theory. And even looking down here, that looks like water to me. And on the edges, it looks like that's where the light is kind of reflecting from the walls a bit. So, my number one theory is that it's a water reservoir. My number two theory is that it's a photo edit. And my number three theory could be something completely different. But I would put a UFO portal down the line a little bit further. I don't think it's a portal. But it is interesting that there are so many tanks out here. From what it seems like, protecting it. But like I said, I don't think that's what it is. I think it's probably they use these fields for wargaming. I would probably say that a lot of these tanks are older, not really being utilized. I mean, it would be perfect for a training ground. I mean, you put in a few trainees and the tank over here, and they're like, all right, you've got a few tanks out in the field. If you can call them out, we'll give you a brownie at the end of the day. But I could spend all day looking at this type of stuff. I'm sure there's quite a few people that just get on their Google Maps and probably explore the world. It's a lot cheaper, that's for sure. Is there anything up here? Y'all got any tanks in the mountains? Okay. Think I'm gonna end right here. As long as I can do this right. So yeah, thanks for stopping by if you did. And yeah, I'm done for right now. Like and follow.